The folks over at True Metal Supplies, they have been gracious enough to give me a bunch of their pallets, and I wanted to show my appreciation by making them a fancy table made out of pallet board wood. So let's get that thing going and see how it turns out. So, staying true to the concept of using the pallets that they provided for me, I am going to use the 2x6s and those 2.5 inch by 4 inch, I believe they are, boards. And the tabletop is going to look something like this. The 45s will be the 2x6s, and the cross points will be the 2.5 by 4 inch. Okay, let's cut our 45 degrees on here. I got my marks. Always check for nails, because it's almost guaranteed I will hit a nail. I don't like that. I don't like that guarantee. I gotta wash down some of that sawdust. Okay, well, we got our boards all cut up. And let us take a look and see how these are gonna fit together. And I think that all we gotta do is just tap them and glue them and screw them. All right, so if we use our 2-inch screws, 2 inch? Oh, peanut butter pretzels. I think these are like 2 inch, right? Well, anyways, tap my hole right there. These will be long enough. Okay. So, go ahead and mark how deep we want to go. We want to go about that deep. Call that good. Calling it good. Yes. Yeah, sounds like Miko's home. Okay. Yeah. Let's go ahead and drop in a hole right there. And I'll try to just eyeball it and keep it fairly consistent and uniform. Not my greatest talent, I'll tell you that. That's okay. That's okay, we don't mind. We just don't mind too much at all. Okay. And I am going to just pull that up like that, see if I can flush it out a little bit. Hey, not a bad draw. Pretty square, pretty flush. Yes, watch. This one right here is going to pull it all out of whack. Here we go. Ready? Okay. Well, let's leave it there for now. How's that sound? Let the glue work its magic. All right, we'll come on over to this one. So 31. Oh, it's okay. See that? 31. And that is going to be 15 3/4. Okay. Scribble that one out. 15 3/4. Let's call that good. I feel better about that anyways. 16 5/8. 16, 26 5/8. Square up that end. 26 5/8. So I'll do my spot. I'm gonna go ahead and measure this out, 2.5 inches. So I'll just put this right here and go, okay. 1 1/4, 1 1/4. That should be about 2.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and cut right there. And I'll cut right there. That should give us equal sides, the toenail in, 12 1/8, 12 1/16. So close enough for government work, I would say. Oops. Who's gonna squawk over a 1/16 of an inch, right? Let's see here. Check this out. Getting some feeling back. Okay, here we go. Here we go again. That's my center line right there, right? Solid like a rock. Okay. Now basically this is ready to go. But we could think about our legs. Don't think about my legs, that'll scare you away. But we could think about these legs. That's kind of scary. Yeah, we want to have a table that's going to be about this tall. How tall is that? We'll say 36 inches. Then I'll set this at 5 degrees right there. Tighten that down. And then I'll set this at 5 degrees right there. I think I gotta tighten that. How do I tighten that down? All right, here, there we go. Tighten that down. 5 and 5. Okay, the first thing I'll do is I'll cut this end over here just to get something started. There we go. Okay. That's one side started. And I did indeed cut it like this. So we'll leave it like that. I'm going to measure down 34.5 inches right there. And that's where we'll cut. I'm not even gonna. All right, so I'll cut right there. Just like that. And that will get us close enough to where we need to be. And then we'll use this right here as a template to mark the other boards. Woo! more cuts to look up here. This one's perfectly square. This one's not perfectly square, but that's okay. We're not trying to get perfectly square, are we? Because if we are, we wouldn't be working with pallet boards, now would we? Okay, that looks pretty good right there. Right? Right. Yeah. Why not? Actually, I like this side better. Okay. All right. We have found our pieces and where they're going to fit. Woo! Looking pretty fancy right there, I must say. Just set that bad boy right there. Yeah. Go ahead and mark this side right over here. And then we'll mark this side over here. Okay. Let's see some magic. You know, that's just not too terribly bad. We can live with that, right? Okay, let's just do this a few more times. What do you say? Phew. I'll just get these done. I'll be right back. Boom. Trying to figure out if that is really off as far as it looks, and I think that it is. Look how much that one moved down. Oh well. That's alright. If you look at it like that, you can hardly tell. See how legs line up. The legs. Okay. So this leg looks like it's pretty good all the way around. And it'll go on there about like that. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and screw these in here and see how they fit. I'll go ahead and give 4 screws from the outside perimeter for strength. And then I'll toenail a couple into the tabletop. Okay. 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 All right. Let's see what we got. Good gravy. Oh, yeah. Woo. Okay. Hey. Okay. That's not too bad. See here. Okay. Yeah, we'll get a shelf down here, kind of low. And I think that'll be a cool little bar table for standing up, chatting with the fellas. Hey, what's up, John? Did you have a good night last night? There we go. All right. Okay, I didn't explain this very well in the video, so I just want to say that you want your shelf support to be cut at 5 degrees to match the legs, and then the top part cut at 5 degrees so that your shelf itself is going to be parallel to the ground. And that's it. So we'll have to cut it this way. Can you see? Like that? Okay. Let's go set up our saw. Bada bing, bada boom, bada boom, bada bing. Let's see if that'll work. Yeah, you see that? Now this right here, that looks to be somewhat pearl. Okay. Pearl to the ground is what I'm saying, pearl. Okay. Stick that back on. Okay, sometimes you gotta get creative to get that perfect shot, right? Okay, here we go. Let's see here. That looks pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. So, got that cross member in. So now we'll go ahead and put our planks going across here. And we'll have ourselves a nice little shelf. Oh, not quite tall enough for this, am I? Well, we are going to measure from that leg over there to this leg over here. I'll take my measurement at about right there. So that's about 28 and a half. So I'll go 28 and a half on this. And I will go ahead and cut those with a 5-degree angle. So, what do you think? That'll be pretty good, right? And then this right here is going to be chili. So this is 20, and I'd say 11/16, 20 and 11/16, 20 and 11/16, 20 and 11/16 by 4 inches. 20 and 11/16 by 4 inches. That'll work pretty good, I think. Okay. Yeah, all right. We'll cut the other one. Okay, not a great angle here, but we have our shelving pieces up here, and I'm gonna screw them in. I feel like I'm being watched. Gobble gobble! Just emptied out my orbital sander and I got a little bit of sawdust in here. Add some of my frozen glue. It's not that frozen, come on now. Just a little bit of glue. All right. Oh, we'll see how far we get with this. Okay, let's see how this stuff goes into the cracks. Very nice, very nice. So we'll do this all the way around. Of course, we're not going to hit any of the good holes like the screw holes. But we'll just kind of clean it up a little bit on the bigger gaps. And I'll come back to you later. We have our glue mixed with sawdust, crammed in a lot of the bigger cracks, and we have it all over the table and all over my hands and all over my finger. And we'll come back in about an hour or so and we will sand her down. And then we're going to take this blowtorch and we're going to see if we can make a cool skull on the tabletop. Something I never tried before, so this might be exciting. You're not going to believe what I did, but I bought a new one of these flapper discs. See that? I'll come over here. We'll sand this down. Let me get everything prepped. Let's get the sanding. How about we do some orbital sanding? I can't believe I started burning the table without firing up the camera. Well, anyways, this is where I'm at, and I'm going to try to put a skull in there, and if I can do that, that'll be cool, and if not, I'll just do the whole thing, and you know, we'll end up with what we end up with. Okay, so we kind of have our skull right here, and I'm wondering if I use this honey golden honey with dark walnut on the sides. So make the skull the dark honey, or the honey gold. Well, anyways, that's what I'm gonna try. We'll see how it turns out. And I might just go ahead and use this. So it's kind of like a painting experience. What do I do? It has to be dark walnut. I'm doing it. Just has to be. Frankly, I did not like the way the image was coming out, so I redid it. Throw a little more stain on there and see how it looks. I think that looks much better. Okay, so Iron Maiden is one of my favoriteest bands. It's top 3 probably. So no surprise, this might look a little Eddie-esque. So I like this much better. I thought I could stop and just do the top part of the skull, but I had to finish the bottom part right here. I'm going to go ahead and stain this again, and then stain the whole table. And then we'll throw some urethane on there, and it should be done, and I should be able to deliver it hopefully next week. So excited. Okay, I don't want to use a dark walnut on the legs, so I'm not going to use that yellow on the legs. I will go ahead and I'll figure it out. Let's figure out something different, because I really don't want to use a dark walnut all over the rest of here. That just isn't artistically and aesthetically pleasing to me. I've had it with this thing. There we go, that's better. All right, dark walnut, yellow skull head. We'll do the legs yellow as well, and I'll just tie it together and we'll call it good. All right. All right, that's looking pretty cool, I think. Oh man, I need some music. I had to try putting a little bit of color, burnt color on the legs. I didn't know how it would work after you stain. But as you can see, it works pretty good. Come on, flame on, flame on! Okay. One little project in my shop gets all messed up, just like this. But I took her outside the table, that is, and I burnt the legs, and I did a little more burning on the skull, and I don't think I can ruin it anymore, so I'm gonna stop right here, and then when it dries, I'll shellac it. Shellac. Good morning. Now, unfortunately, I am going to have to lacquer this thing in the like 20 degree shop here, because my little heater isn't very powerful. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw some lacquer on here. I got the triple thick polyurethane, and let's just hope it works okay. Let's get a shellacking. I always forget about not shaking this thing. It's supposed to be lightly stirred so you don't get bubbles. Let's see, how bad is it bubbled up? This stuff is so thick it doesn't bubble. Now, let that dry for a bit, and I'm heading over to Chucky's house, get a load of wood, come back, I'll offload that, and then we'll go ahead and put another coat on. Well, I think my artistic skills fully matured in 3rd grade, and then they stopped. Oh well. They all can't be 10s, but I think that this one is a solid 6. See you later.